Yo, peace was good. We're listening to Hip Hop Album Review. This is part 119. The album that we're reviewing today is Compton's Most Wanted second album, Straight Checkn'Em, released in 1991. You guys should know who Compton's Most Wanted is, which consists of members of MC8, DJ Slip, DJ Unknown, Boom Bam, and MC Cho or Mike Cho or The Cho. When this album came out, like a little bit after, their first song is a Compton thing. Mike Chill or The Chill or MC Chill, I should say, he had to do a 3-year bid. He got into some shit. He was in trouble with the law, so he had to do a 3-year bid. So he's not really on this album. The only song he's on the album is Growing Up in the Hood, which is one of the singles off the album, which I'll explain about that song. And Capone was kicked out of the group right after the first album. He had like a falling out within the group, so they kicked him out of the group. So it's just MC8, DJ Slip, and DJ Unknown. Boom Bam, I don't think he was really I don't know, like I don't even know what he did, honestly. I don't know if he was a rapper or he was like the producer. I'm not sure. I think he was just the producer. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the singles off the album are the self-titled song, Straight Checkn'Em, which they have a video for, which I'll post in the description box, and Growing Up in the Hood. Alright? Show you guys the album. This is what the album looks like right here. Right here. Pretty dope cover. Like the yellow tape, like what the cops use, you know, after a crime scene. Kinda gives you that vibe, you know, pretty dope. Open it up, you see like the track listing, like the credits and all that. Open it up. That's what the album looks like right here. See the back, see like the credits. Put it up. See like the thank yous and all that, you know, things like that. And you see like, you know, like the credits. So production is done by, you know, DJ Slip and DJ Unknown, who does the production. Interesting about this, what I like about this is that it actually shows you, I don't know if you can see it, it actually shows you right here the date that they started recording the album and when they finished. So it says it was recorded and mixed by Mike We Boomin' the Shit 5-0, Edwards and Unknown at Big Beat Sound Labs in Los Angeles, Tuesday, April 2nd to Friday, April 19th, 1991. So 17 days. So it's like close to 3 weeks that they made the album, except for Growing Up in the Hood, which was recorded on Sunday, March 31st, 1991. Because at that time, you know, around that time, like, you know, Boys in the Hood had came out, and they had recorded that song for that soundtrack. So and that's pretty much it, man. And I thought that's pretty interesting too. I like when artists do that, you know, like show you the time that they recorded. It kind of remind me of like what they would do at like on old jazz records. Like that's what they would do. They would tell you like when they recorded it and when they finished recording and stuff like that. All right. You know how I get down? Oh shit. You know how I get down? I'll go through some of the songs, what they're about. Alright. Track 1, the intro. It's just an intro. You know, just playing a beat in the background. It kinda has like more like a sample. But you know, the real dark sample kinda sets the tone of the album. Pretty cool. Like when you listen to it, you know, you can just tell the dark, the feel, the grimy, but like the real dark feel of the album. Track 2, They Still Gafflin'. It's just just like the song for the first time, One Time Gafflin' Them Up, where they talking about how cops keep fucking with niggas just because they live in the hood and they think that they're all drug dealers. Pretty much police brutality, and it's just pretty much a sequel to that song, One Time Gafflin' Up, but it's just called They Still Gafflin'. Self-explanatory, pretty cool. It's fucked up in a sense. Track 3, Growing Up in the Hood, which was I believe it was the first single of the album. Love that song, love the beat of that shit. like I said, that song was actually featured on the Boys in the Hood soundtrack. Little trivia, you guys might know this, especially if you've seen the movie. The scene where Furious, Ricky, and Trey went to Compton, and they had like a big ass billboard signs, talking about soul, and of Seoul, Korea, and Furious, he was talking about gentrification, which way ahead of his time. You know what I mean? It's like what's happening right now. You know what I mean? But he's talking about that shit back in 1990, 1991. And in the background, you hear "Growing Up in the Hood" by Compton's Most Wanted. So I thought I'd just throw that out there, just let you guys know about that joint right there. Oh, and nothing too. The video version was kind of different. It's the same beat, same everything. Sequence was the same. The only thing what I didn't like about the video version was that they added like a piano into it, which kind of threw me off. It didn't really fit the song, but I'm glad they didn't put that version on the album. I'm glad they just had the original beat, just let it stay raw and gritty. I love that. I just love that shit. Track 4, Wanted, self-explanatory. He's just talking about him being wanted from the cops. He's on the run and stuff like that. Self-explanatory. None of the right anything home, but dope song though. Track 5, Straight Checkn'Em, which was the second and last single of the album, and there was a video for that. And just sort of about like those "don't fuck with me" or "I have to check you," what is like literally or MC wise. That song was cool. I just wasn't feeling the beat. I could have done without that song, honestly. It was cool, but it was kind of weak in my opinion. I wouldn't have chosen that as a single. That's just me. It was okay. It was alright. Track 6, I Don't Dance. It's self-explanatory. He just talks about how he doesn't dance, and it's funny too because I have to explain what the song is about. But it's pretty much he talks about how he goes to a club. Everybody know who MCA is in the neighborhood, and you got all these dudes like like oh MCA like on some like on some fanboy shit. Not I don't want to say fanboy because it's derogatory, but just trying to being a fan. But there's a time and place for everything. So his whole thing is like I'm just trying to get with a girl, fuck her for the night, and I'm good. But he doesn't want to dance because he doesn't. I don't know if it's because he doesn't know how to dance, or he just don't dance. He probably does know how to dance, but he just don't dance. It's just, and because he just want to maintain his image, you know what I mean? And it's funny too, a little off topic but kind of related. I read up somewhere that MCA he doesn't do comedy films because he want to maintain his gangster image. So which I can respect, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't be gangster all your life. You can't be gangster 24/7, but like you gotta just chill for a while. You can't be all angry and amped up all the fucking time. You know what I mean? But anyways, getting back to the song. So so he sees his girl. So long story short, he sees his girl, and he sees her, and by the time he gets to her, the fucking DJ pretty much cock blocked him by playing Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby. So he's like, after that, he's like, fuck, I ain't dancing. That's why I don't dance, because you got these DJs who play these whack ass songs and shit like that. So that was pretty much the moral of the story. So pretty cool. Track 7, Raised in Compton, just talking about how it is growing up in Compton. It's just the same thing as growing up in the hood. And growing up in the hood, he just talks about how he grew up in the hood and stuff like that. And track 7, Raised in Compton, pretty much the same thing. Just talks about what do you see during when you live in Compton. When you go through Compton, it's the shit that you see, whether it's gangbanging, prostitution, hustling, shit like that. That's what he most talks about. Track 8, Drive By Miss Daisy. It just talks about how he just takes you through what happens in a drive-by. Just niggas just retaliating. They get in the car, they load up, you know what I mean, they go look for the enemy, and they just shoot, you know what I mean. They don't, it doesn't matter who they hit, you know what I mean, as long as they hit somebody or they try to get their intended target, just don't be in their way, you know what I mean. And that's what I got from that song, Driving By Miss Daisy. Track 9, Death Wish, very controversial song, pretty dope. This is actually the first part of the Death Wish series, because he actually had, I believe, 4 of them, And Death Wish, that song is actually this song towards DJ Quick, because when I did the DJ Quick Quick is the name review, I think like last week I did it. You know, I talk about how DJ Quick had a mixtape called The Red Tape, which was what put him out, which got him notoriety throughout California, well, at least in LA. And I think he had a line where he says like, "I'm coming for you, Dr. Dre and MC8." But like I said, I think, excuse me, DJ Quick was just being on some like competition shit. But MC8 wasn't looking. He didn't look at it. He didn't see it that way. He just saw it as like, "Yo, you trying to come at me?" Like he kind of took it personal. So he mentions his name once, and that's it. But when you listen to the song, you can't really tell that, you know, he's talking about DJ Quick unless you listen. Like, you have to listen to the whole song until you hear him saying Quick. Then it was like, oh, okay, so about DJ Quick. So that's pretty much the diss song towards DJ Quick. Pretty dope song. My opinion, I feel like that should have been the second single, but that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Pretty cool. Track 10, Compton's Lynching. Just talked about, you know, killing whack MCs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Track 11, Mike T's Funky Scratch. It's a short song. You just hear DJ Mike T scratching, and you know, MC8 just like had like two verses, like I think he had like 2 8 bars or whatever. He had like 2 6, like 1 6, like a 16 whatever, and he was just bigging up his DJ Mike T. You know what I mean? Pretty cool. Track 12, Can I Kill It? Pretty cool track. It's kind of like a dope, I guess, like a nice way to end the album, you know, because like throughout the whole album, you know, it was kind of like, you know, it's like more rugged, more gangster and shit like that. But Can I Kill It is pretty much like a more smooth track, kind of reminiscent of Late Night Hype. That was on the first album. Self-explanatory, just him like just being on the smooth tip and stuff like that, trying to get with the girl and things like that. Pretty cool. But it's like I said, it's just Late Night Hype Part 2. That's how I see it. And track 13, Gangsta Shout Out, is just him just shouting out everybody, just giving shout outs and stuff like that. My thoughts on this album, I really like this album a lot. I like it better than the first album. I like the first album, but I like this album better. I love the production on this album. I feel like with this album, MC and, you know, the whole group has stepped their game up. You know, he definitely stepped his pen game up. He's a lot more aggressive compared to like the first album. The first album was a little bit more smooth. He's a little more laid back. Even though he is on this album too, but you can hear a little more aggression in this album. I guess the beats were a lot better compared to the first album. The first album was dope, but you could tell that they was just starting out. So there was, you know, there was like wet behind the ears. You know, with the song "Growing Up in the Hood," to me is what actually introduced, you know, Compton's Most Wanted nationwide, even worldwide. You know, it's what people, you know, started. They with this album they actually got recognition outside the United States, because with the first album it was like it had like a more underground sound to it, more underground feel. With this album, there's a lot more, you know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It had like more appeal, more mainstream appeal and stuff like that, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. But very dope album. I really like this album a lot. Might be a little hard to find, but you get it for stupid cheap. I got this. I believe I got it for like $4, $4 or $5. I got it on eBay, so brand new, all wrapped up, I believe. But very good album, like I said. Oh, and also too with this album, MC8, you start hearing him saying "yeah" more, like, because on the first album you didn't really hear it too much. You hear it like, you know, every once in a while you hear like maybe like not in the beginning of the song like he usually does. That's his trademark. When he starts off the song with "yeah," he didn't do that with the first album. He would say "yeah," but it would be like in the middle of the song. With this album, you start hearing that a lot more. So, but yeah, very dope. Like I said, the production is a lot better. The 2 songs I could have done without was the self-titled song, Straight Checkn'Em and I Don't Dance. They were cool, but like I said, I just wasn't feeling the beats I could have done without those songs, but they're tolerable. You know what I'm saying? But overall, very dope. West Coast classic. Definitely check it out. Um, another thing too with this album, MC8, he doesn't have the signature MC8 sound. It's because MC8 and Compton's Most Wanted, like, together, it's two different things. Because I'll talk about that when I review his solo album, but that's gonna be like later on. So, but yeah, man, straight Checkn'Em, Compton's Most Wanted, released in 1991. Definitely pick it up. West Coast classic. I wish people would just check this album more. Like, just give MC8 a chance. And I know a lot of people talk shit about MC8, that he's not the best MC, but he's not the most lyrical MC in the world. But he's entertaining. That's how I see it. And another thing too, I've noticed a lot of people say they kind of give this album shit because, a lot of people said the album was rushed, just due to the length of days that they recorded it. Because, like I said, they recorded it in 3 weeks. But I don't know, it didn't seem rushed to me. I thought it was dope. I thought it sounded fun because, like I said, their first album came out in 1990. This album came out in 1991. So they had a whole shitload of time to record. So, but it is what it is. But like I said, definitely check it out. West Coast classic, in my opinion. Very dope. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. That's it, folks. Stay tuned for more videos. And I have to do a rant tonight. I promised you guys that I have to do a rant. So stay tuned for that. Hold it down. Be safe. Be positive. Be easy. Peace.